Good afternoon, good Wednesday, 105, 551. Yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate. We put you all right there. Y'all can see my shadow. Anyhow, it is a hot one today. And I spent all morning cleaning. The husband is coming tomorrow. You know what? I had asked him the other day, are you coming home on Thursday? I don't know yet. That's what I get. And then today I told him, hey, guess what? Your plates came in for your truck. Oh, okay. I'll put them on tomorrow. Excuse me? So you're coming home tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, I should be there tomorrow. Oh, okay. Great. Great. Luckily, I started cleaning today because I was only going to do half today and the other half tomorrow. Because I hate to do it all at once. And I don't know. I was just like, screw it. Let me just start cleaning. And this was this morning, okay? And I found out he was coming home this afternoon. Excuse you? Did you not see me coming? I know you have a handicap sign, but you should be able to tell if there's a car coming or not. Oh, another day with these people around here, you all look. I can't. Oh, so anyway, yeah, so he's coming home tomorrow. I was like really tired a little while ago. I'm still kind of tired, but I was really, really tired a little while ago. And I was like, you know what, I didn't even take the shortcut. I was going to go down this other street, but I don't feel like going through all the traffic. I tried to nap. I couldn't. I was listening to some music for a little while, you know. And by the way, thank you, whoever gifted me a membership from West Coast. I was listening to that music while I was trying to go to sleep, but I couldn't go to sleep. I couldn't. This is the third time I get membership on his channel, and I feel so bad because I'm like, I want to keep renewing it, you know, but I'm like, I gotta see where I am in my finances. I'm being honest, you know, and I kind of like got membership at another channel, and that other person hardly ever goes on. And I would feel really, really bad taking it away from that person. So I just gotta like figure out like what to do here, because I don't want to take away from that other person, you know. I really don't. I feel like they need it. I'm not saying he might not need it, but I feel like they really need it, you know. And maybe like in a couple of months, you know, I could go ahead and get that membership as well. I'm trying to figure out which way to go because I can't remember how far this place is. But we'll see, you know. As it is, I did feel bad for canceling my membership on another channel. Come back. On another channel, but that was because we had a disagreement, and I contemplated back and forth. Should I do it or no? You know? And I finally decided, you know, when they called me a B word, I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna do it then. So I canceled. Like, I don't deserve to be called the B word. You know, I didn't call you a B word. Don't call me a B word. I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. I'm gonna have to end up going all the way over here. And so, is this? Let me see if I can get out through here. Yeah, I can. Okay, good. So, yeah, let me just see where I'm at in a couple of months. My husband promised we would pay off our debts in a couple of months, so yeah, that's what I'm actually waiting for. I want to get us out of the small bills so that we can invest more in the vehicles to get those paid off sooner, you know? I gotta get my nails done tomorrow. Okay, is this place further? Yeah, it's further on. I've been here before, but I came a long way, you all. Yeah, and I don't want to come over here to this place so that I just passed by to get my nails done, because they don't do a really good job, and they gave me 2 ingrowns to top it off. So I'm like, no, thank you. No, I just rather go somewhere else. I haven't done my feet in that long. I haven't done my feet in that long. I haven't done my hands that long. But, you know, at least I work on my own hands sometimes, and I'll end up with a whole bunch of cuts. But yeah, my feet, it's been that long. Here it is. Yeah, please do not try to turn while I'm turning in. Thank you. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I'm getting sick and tired of you. Alright, I will be right back, you all. I ordered pizzas because I didn't want to cook. I actually wanted a meatloaf, but I was like so tired. I was like, maybe I'll make the meatloaf tomorrow. God, there's so much. What is it with me and just men, bringing into men, and not even attractive men? Everywhere I go wash my car, there's a whole bunch of men. I come pick up pizza, there's a whole bunch of men. Where are the women at? Am I the only one? Like driving around, picking up pizza? Are all the other women at home in air conditioning right now, living it up? Huh. Or are they still at work? Oh, that smells so good. I am so hungry, you all. Oh. And I only bought 2 pizzas. I was like, I'm not going to buy 3. I'm not going to go crazy. Last time that I bought 3, we had a whole bunch left over. I ended up giving it away to my son and his girlfriend because I was like, we can't eat any more bread here. But I only bought 2 this time, and I'm really, really hungry. Yeah, but like I said, I really wanted a meatloaf. And I was like, do I want to make this meatloaf? I was going to go to the store and buy some meat too to make it. I have meat there. I have some ground beef, but I feel like that ground beef that I have is just too meaty. You know what I mean? Like it's just so much meat. I don't know. Like it's too meaty, and then my meatloaf will come out too meaty. So I was like, I'll buy a smaller package of ground beef and I'll make a meatloaf with that. With some mashed potatoes, right? And some green beans or broccoli or something, you know? But yeah, like I said, by the time I was done cleaning, I was like, let's get pizza. We're getting pizza. We're having pizza, son. other than that, I really didn't do anything else today. Just watched videos. I watched one of my favorite YouTubers. He got upset because somebody called him fat, and the guy's not even fat. He's got a little pouch, yeah, but I mean, that's from eating good food, you know? There's nothing wrong with a little pouch. But somebody called him fat and he got really offended. And this is the second time somebody calls him fat. And I could tell that he was pissed. He sounded pissed. And he even said, I think I'm going to have to go back to doing only members' lives and no more lives. What do you all think? And I'm like, well, that's going to suck for me because I just said that I couldn't even join any more members. You know, like I couldn't renew my memberships. So I'm like, yeah, like I like watching him a lot. And it sucks that one person calling him fat is going to keep me from watching him. What the hell? And he comes on every day, but it's unpredictable. He just pops on all of a sudden. It's never like consistent at a certain time consistent. You know, it's sporadically, and all of a sudden he's live. I just get a notice he's live, you know? I do, wait a minute, I did subscribe to him on Rumble. If he does members' lives, can I watch it on Rumble, I wonder? Probably not, but I'm just asking. He mainly talks about, like, a lot of stuff between men and women, and of course he always sides with the man, but you know what, I'm open to hear both sides. Like, I am so tired of hearing creators talk about how great women are when no, they're not all women are great. They really aren't. Just like not all men are great, you know, especially the ones that live here around this area. You know, speaking of, a lot of men here in this area, look at that. This one was supposed to slow down and give me the right of way, and no, look, and it was a man. The men down here, the Latino men especially in particular, they have a lot of what they call machismo. Yep, I call it bullshit. You know, they want to get waited on. They want you to, like, case in point, my husband, you all. You know, I hate to pick on my husband, but look, this is the way my husband is. When he comes home, he wants me to have dinner ready. He wants me to massage his feet and then get started on the laundry as well. And I still got to do the dishes because he ain't going to do them. I got to do them. Mind you, I know this is called being a wife. These are wifey things. I don't work. I'm supposed to be doing all this. I get it. Just like a video. Here I go again, off somewhere else. But just like a video that I watched, where the husband's on the screen and he's like, pray for me. You know, like he says, pray for me. He whispers it. And I don't know if y'all heard me. He said, pray for me. And the wife gets home and he says, and I know that the reason she reacted the way she did was because of his tone. It all has to do with the tone. I feel, you know, if you ask in a nice way and say please, that's a big difference compared to demanding, you know, sounding like you're demanding. So the wife gets home, she walks in through the door and he's like, I want you to make me a sandwich. No hello, no good afternoon, no how was your day. I want you to make me a sandwich. She's like, what? But her reaction like that was like, what do you mean you want me to make you a sandwich? You know? I got some water, you all. Is this thing still recording? If not, I'm wasting my breath. Yeah, it is. And he's like, yeah, I want you to make me a sandwich. And don't forget the mustard this time, because last time you forgot the mustard. And she's like, what the hell? And he's like, I'm hungry. Make me a sandwich. And she's like, oh, so you want a sandwich? And he's like, yeah. Oh, okay, you want a sandwich? Yeah. So she throws the bread at him. She throws the ham. and she like squirts mustard all over him. Now, it does sound funny, right? It sounds funny, and a lot of you women will be like, yeah, that's what he deserves. I agree with you to a certain point. Yeah, if you ask in that tone, yeah, he deserves it like that. I would react the same way, like, what the, you know, I just came in the door and you're asking me for a sandwich that you couldn't fix yourself, you know? But in reality, as a wife, as a partner, a lover, I don't know, whatever you want to call yourself, it's not uncalled for to ask for a sandwich, right? Now, if he would have like maybe rephrased it, like he sees, hey babe, how's your day? Yeah, oh, that's too bad. Yeah, you know what? I'm really hungry, like, and I'm so tired. Do you think you can make me a sandwich? You know, that would be different. I'd be like, yeah, sure, hold on, just give me a minute and I'll make it. You know, that's different, right? Compared to, make me a sandwich, you know? And by the way, a sandwich sounds really good right now because I'm really hungry, especially a ham sandwich. We haven't had a ham sandwich. We used to have like sandwich nights way back in the day. We would make ham sandwiches with bacon and then have some chips on the side, you know, and it would be so freaking good. Like, I miss that. I really do. Anyway, maybe that's what we can have for dinner tomorrow. I'll get some, yeah, maybe we'll have that for dinner. Of course, I can't have potato chips, but, you know, I'll find something I can have. But anyway, yeah, I don't think it's uncalled for to ask for dinner, you know. But again, let me reiterate what I just said. It depends on the tone, you know, and as wives, we should make our husbands dinner. And it shouldn't feel like a demand. It should be a given, you know. Your husband comes home from work, yeah, you know, you should have dinner ready. Whatever it is. And he should be grateful for whatever it is, whether it's a sandwich, a chicken pot pie, or, I don't know, a meatloaf, tacos, whatever. Whatever it is, he should be grateful for. You know, and what I mean about a chicken pot pie is like those little chicken pot pies that they sell at the grocery store. Hey, those are good. Those are good. And, you know, but those are more like for winter. Like right now it's super hot, so you want to like eat cold things. Like a meatloaf. A meatloaf would be for the winter, but I was in the mood for meatloaf. But anyway, and more than likely I'm not going to make sandwiches tomorrow. Maybe Friday. No, wait, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, Friday we can have sandwiches. Tomorrow I'll probably make chicken quarters with a salad on the side, you know, and a baked potato because he loves baked potato. So I'll probably make that. But anyhow, it just, you know, while I'm on it, you know, those men that do not work and your wife works, that's what you all agreed on, and I don't find anything wrong with it, by the way, if that's the kind of life that you all want. She more than likely is going to expect dinner when she gets home as well. So it would be nice if you men could have dinner ready for your wives when they get home, especially when they work 8 or 9 hours and then they still got to go pick up the kids, or maybe you already did, I don't know. But you know, they get home, they're tired, they're frustrated, they've dealt with people all day long and an annoying boss. They want to get home and relax. They want to eat something good, take a shower, put on their night clothes and relax, right? But if she comes home and she's like, no dinner, you know, yeah, that would be kind of like uncalled for also. you know, because she doesn't know what kind of day you've had either, with the kids and the errands and the cleaning and, you know, all the wifey stuff and husband stuff. I don't want to offend anybody, but when my husband comes home, like I said, he expects all of this done, and I get even more tired. And on top of all that, we got to go visit, you know, my stepdaughter, the kids. We got to go to the store to buy some more food so that we can have over the weekend things that he likes, you know. We got to go visit the parents. However, this weekend is the infamous 80th birthday party that we're going to have in the evening. And so, more than likely we won't go to the store, you know, just me, just to get the stuff that for like tomorrow, Friday, Sunday, and Monday, and he'll probably leave Tuesday, but, you know, just for those days. And then we end up going again before he leaves. The short time frame that we have together, the days will go by really, really fast, and then before I know it, he's gone for another 3 weeks, which sucks. Because let me tell you why it sucks. Hold on. It sucks because I get used to not having him here, which is so wrong. I understand that it is so wrong. But I get used to him not being here. I get used to coming and going as I please, and basically doing what I want and going to bed when I want. Oh, because that's another thing. When he's home, I have to go to bed at 9 o'clock. You're talking to somebody that struggles going to bed as it is. And then for somebody to come home and be like, oh, what time is it? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. It's so late. I need to go to bed. It shuts everything off except for the bedroom TV, because we sleep with the television on. But he'll shut all the lights out and we're in bed. And I'm there wide awake, you know, screaming inside my head because I'm like, I can't go to sleep yet. You know? This is a time that I usually like shower, or for the second time, or I'm on YouTube listening to somebody. Like, I can't go to sleep just yet. And then he gets up like really early. He's like at old people's time, okay? That's how old people are. Like my brother and my sister-in-law, who, by the way, I think she wants my husband. She can have him, you know, no problem. She's in for a big surprise. But, like, they go to bed by this time, right now. 6 o'clock, they shut off their phones. They shut off the world. If there's an emergency, they're not going to know about it till the morning. By 8 o'clock at night, they are asleep. They wake up at 5 a.m. Of course, my brother, one of my brothers, mind you, he's very disciplined. You know, he has a really great job where he draws schematics, and he taught himself that skill. But he has a passion for running ever since he was young. And he still runs. He will wake up at 5 in the morning. He will go running. And I don't know how much he runs, mind you. I've never asked my sister-in-law how far he goes. But he stays out for quite a bit. Comes home, showers, eats something, and then goes to work. And he's out by 5 o'clock, right? He's got one of those 8 to 5 jobs that pay him very, very well. My sister-in-law, side note, she doesn't work. She gets to stay home in a 2-story home that she keeps very clean, by the way. She's very, very picky. But sometimes she'll complain about my brother to me, and I think she forgets who she's talking to. I think she thinks I'm her best friend. She's my sister-in-law, and yes, we are friends. However, yeah, there's some things that she says to me that I'm like, what's wrong with that? You know, like, and then anything that I tell her about my husband, like, oh, he yelled at me today, you know, just for waking up and saying good morning, and he was already in a bad mood, and she's like, oh, well, that's how men are. Other than that, how is he? How's he doing? And I'm like, are you serious? Like, you tried to hit on my husband? Like, really? I'm like, you can have him. Ugh. Same thing with my neighbor. My neighbor, when she came over last week on Friday, she came into the apartment with her dog, right? Which is a big no-no to my husband, but, you know, I let her in. He wasn't home. And she's like, who's that in the picture? Is that you and your husband? And I said, yes. And that was a picture that was taken many, many, many years ago. I'm starting to talk a little country here. It was taken. It was taken very many years ago. And she's like, oh, he's handsome. I'm like, you can have him too. You all are fighting for my husband. You all can have him. You all don't know what you're going to get. You're going to return him the same day, but you all can have him. And let me tell you something else. You all take him. There are no returns and no refunds. Let me make that clear. No returns and no refunds. So good luck. And she laughs. And she's like, why? And then I start telling her some of this stuff. And she's like, oh, he's got that machismo, huh? And I go, yep. You know, that's really hard to live with. I've dated white guys, people. In fact, my older son is half white and half Mexican, like me. His dad's white, right? He lives in Dallas now with his white wife, who is treating him really, really bad. Ha ha ha. But anyhow, okay, that was mean. But anyway, white guys are so different. Like, they're more respectful. They don't have that machismo. They just, like, if they're gonna cheat on you, they just do it, you know, and then they leave you and they go on their way. That's a white guy for you. One white guy, he was like a hillbilly, you know. I remember his name was Larry. He drove an old Ford, and you could hear him coming from the end of the street. I knew he was already headed to my home, you know, and I was like, well, I'm ready, you know. We would go eat at truck stops. We would go to, like, listen to country music and everything. And mind you, I'm not a big country fan. I do like Ryan Upchurch. I'll listen to him, but and some female artists like Carrie Underwood. But there are only certain artists that I can tolerate, okay? Like, but I don't like country. And the sun is hitting the side of my face already. It's burning. The sun, it burns. But you know, and then, oh, my son's coming out already. Yeah, but he would say things like, oh, my girlfriend's gonna make me tortillas. I'm like, the hell I am, you know. I'm your girlfriend, I'm not your maid, just because I'm Mexican. But anyway, I love you all. Thank you for listening to my rant, my little jibber jabber here, and I will talk to you all again soon. Love, hugs, and kisses, and prayers, and all that jazz. Oh, gotta hurry up now.